Walking into a Rolex Authorized Dealer and saying the wrong thing can get you permanently blacklisted. It's not a normal store, it's a kingdom of scarcity.
Now, I have not seen this video, and the only reason why I want to share this with you all is to either agree or disagree with the comments that's going to be made in this, because the title, Never Say This to Your Rolex AD. I'm going to see if some of this is actually true. A person who has, I like Rolex. I've got a good relationship with my AD. I've purchased Rolex all over the world. Let's see if some of this stuff is true or not.
And the salesperson is a gatekeeper. By the end of this video, you will know the 7 phrases that act as immediate disqualifiers and what you should be saying instead to actually get the watch you want. If you appreciate direct factual advice on luxury, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. The reason you can't just buy a Rolex is because of a perfect storm of supply and demand. Interest in luxury watches has exploded, fueled by social media and record-breaking auction prices. But Rolex maintains a deliberately controlled production of around 1 to 1.25 million watches a year, which is nowhere near enough to meet global demand. This turns the Authorized Dealer, or AD, into an allocator of a scarce resource, not a salesperson. Their primary job is to filter out flippers, people who buy a watch at retail just to immediately resell it on the secondary or grey market for a huge profit.
That's true. And one thing I actually learned about this whole flipping mentality is when I do get the call from my AD to either come and look at a watch or to come pick one up, I always make sure that I have one of my Rolexes on. So I'm not walking in there just kind of bare, and I'm not walking in there with like an Apple Watch. I'm literally representing the brand so that when they do see me, they know to keep me on that list.
This puts the AD in a tough spot. Rolex can terminate their multi-million-dollar contract if a watch they sold is found on the grey market. So every conversation you have is a test. They are hunting for red flags. Avoid these 7 deadly sins, and you might stand a chance. Number 1, the investor. Never ask, is this a good investment? Or, what's the resale value? This is the single most damaging mistake you can make. It's the clearest sign you are a flipper, motivated only by financial gain.
Now, here's something that they're not going to say. When he said, is this a good investment? I have asked that question because when I first got my Rolex, I wanted to know their opinion. Would this be a good heirloom to pass down to my children in the event something happens to me, or I'm just ready to just offset it to my child? And they supported that 100%. They said, as a matter of fact, this happens all of the time. And they're saleswomen, this is a great option to pass down to your children. So I definitely want to clear that up when it comes to investing. So don't bother not asking that question.
Gain. ADs are forbidden by Rolex from discussing investment potential. When you ask this, they hear, help me calculate the profit I'll make when I flip this watch and put your business at risk. Instead, focus on the watch's heritage. Say something like, I'm fascinated by the history of the GMT Master and its connection to Pan Am pilots. This shows genuine interest, not a focus on market price. A quick note, this video is for informational purposes and is not financial advice. Number 2, the grey marketer. Do not say, I see this is trading for double on the grey market. Mentioning the grey market inside an AD is considered extremely poor form. It legitimizes the very system the AD is contractually obligated to fight. It tells them your frame of reference is the inflated secondary market, not their official retail environment. What they hear is, I am an expert in the illicit market you are supposed to prevent, and I know exactly how much profit I stand to make. The correct approach is to never mention the grey market, its prices, or its existence at all. In their world, the only price is the retail price. Number 3, the impatient demander. Avoid asking, so how long is the wait, really? Or can't you just check the back? This reveals a total misunderstanding of the process. There is no simple first come, first served waiting list. Allocations are discretionary decisions made by management based on client relationships. Pestering them about timelines suggests you feel entitled and don't respect their process. They hear, I don't respect your system.
Oh, that's bullshit. I had no idea, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you have no idea the process, right? You see something under the glass and you're like, hey, how long do I have to wait? How long is this process typically? The more you know, the better. These are questions that I asked. Hey, like, how long does this typically take? And they were very elusive in giving me a timeline. But I'll tell you what, when they put your name on that pad, they're gonna write your name down, give them your name, your number, and your email address, right? And then make sure they have it. Double check it, right? Have them verify they have the correct information. That way you know and they know that you're really serious about getting this timepiece. Because guess what? They do call you back. Sometimes it's convenient, sometimes it's inconvenient.
Or your other clients, and I think you're lying to me. Instead, show humility and patience. Say, I understand these pieces are in incredible demand and that getting one is a long-term goal. I would be honored to be considered if an opportunity ever comes up. Number 4, the haggler. Never ask, can you do better on the price? Or is there a discount? For any high-demand Rolex, trying to negotiate is insulting. It shows you are completely disconnected from the reality of a market where hundreds of other people are waiting to pay the full manufacturer's suggested
Dude, he's absolutely right. Don't go in there trying to pawn shop these people. What you get and see at retail is what you're gonna get. And guess what? Maybe for your first Rolex, you've achieved a milestone. It's gonna hurt a little bit, right? I always say, like, get a watch that you really, really like. It's super unique. Unless it's like a Casio or something like that, where you're like, hey, I just want to be able to tell time. But it's gonna hurt a little bit, right? It's gonna sting a little bit. I mean, it's your first acknowledgement to a milestone that you've reached. Maybe it's 250, maybe it's 300K, maybe it's $1 million. Maybe you purchased, your first, rental income. It's going to sting a little bit, but do not expect to haggle on price. It's not going to happen. They're not going to lower it for you. Now, I will say this. You can get the price a little lower, and here's how. If you travel internationally, right, and you get it through a tax-free duty. I've done this actually. So I got the watch at a lower price in terms of tax allocation in another country. So that actually works. So maybe not the US, maybe you travel, go over to Italy. You can get a watch tax-free.
Retail price without hesitation. To the AD, you are signaling that you are not a serious or knowledgeable buyer. They simply hear, I have no idea how this market works. The price is non-negotiable. The entire game is about getting access, not a discount. Number 5, the opportunist. Don't say, what's the hardest watch to get? I'll take that one. This is a clumsy and transparent attempt to find out which watch has the highest profit margin on the secondary market. It shows you have no personal taste or specific passion, you're just chasing hype. All the AD hears is, please tell me which product will make me the most money when I immediately flip it. Instead, be specific and give a personal reason for your choice. A better approach is, I've always been drawn to the Submariner. I'm a recreational diver, and the history and function of that specific watch really appeal to me. Number 6, the bundle baiter. Avoid saying, if I buy this diamond necklace, will that get me a Daytona? While building a purchase history is key, making it an explicit conditional transaction is a crude bribe. It's a manipulative quid pro quo that puts the sales associate in an unprofessional position. They cannot and will not make that guarantee. What they hear is, I have no real interest in this other item. I'm just using it to strong-arm you into giving me what I want. If you want to build a purchase history, do it subtly over time. Buy other items you genuinely like. Later you can say, as my anniversary is coming up, I was hoping to formally express my interest in a date just to mark the occasion. This lets the AD connect the dots without being put on the spot. Number 7, the liar. Do not invent a story. Saying, Gaki, this is for my wedding, when it's not, is a bad move. Luxury sales professionals are experts at reading people, and they hear these stories every single day. A fabricated story often comes across as disingenuous and destroys your credibility. They hear, "I am being deceptive to manipulate you emotionally and jump the line." Honesty is far more powerful. A simple, authentic statement like, "Honestly, I've just been passionate about the design of the Explorer for years, and it's a personal goal to own one someday," is much more credible. So the takeaway is this: the AD is not trying to be difficult. They are in a high-stakes position, trying to protect their business from flippers while rewarding genuine, long-term customers.
You know, I definitely don't take away from the ADs and their ability to spot manipulation. I think this video is definitely trying to teach those that actually do flip or, put their watches on the gray market how to actually do that. And that's something that I don't agree with. I thought that, this would be more of an opportunity to truthfully go in and speak your mind about a watch that you've been watching, that you've researched, that this is something that you want to have as a milestone in your life, and these are some of the key words to say, and then putting your name on that list, and gradually, yes, like he had mentioned, gradually moving up the list in terms of, say, you want to start off with a date just, and then you want to move on to a 1908, and then you want to move up to a presidential or a land dweller or something like that. They do what I have seen in the past. There may be other people that have been able to go in there and get their holy grail right off the bat, but I have seen these incremental opportunities that they allow for their repeat return customers. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and leave some comments below. Let us know what your story has been, your journey. Maybe it's, maybe it's AP, maybe it's Rolex. Maybe it's another brand that you feel really, really connected to. And how did you get that watch? And what are some of the things that you suggest that people do to obtain their grail? Till next time.